ministry does not begin the pulpit, it begins in the home. If God calls a man, his first member is his wife. Before ministry, before the work of God, it is the home first. The way some people carry ministry so important, and marriage they carry it so less important, is a crisis. I relate with my wife with the consciousness that this is my number one member. Our spiritual life means a lot to me, so I have to be careful so that my action and attitude do not become a stumbling block to our spiritual growth. There is a way a man will treat his wife. She will be too broken to pray. She will be too bruised to pray. She will be too down to pray. And there's a way a woman will treat the husband that no matter how anointed he is, he's always depressed. A man can go to the mountain, go and wait on the Lord, go and fast and seek the face of God, and yet while leaving the house, he has not spoken to his wife. Leave the mountain. Leave the mountain. Come to the valley and talk to your wife first. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7. So likewise your husband, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor to the wife as to the weaker vessels, and has been heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. How you treat your wife is how God treats your prayer. If you are keeping malice with your wife, don't pray. God is not answering it. If you have grieved and her heart is broken, that period, don't bother to pray, don't bother to fast, don't bother to preach, don't bother. Settle first, because you have no message that time. Some people are preaching, they are preaching, and their wife is heartbroken. They talk to her indirectly from the pulpit. There are women, daughters of Jezebel. The Lord will deliver some men from daughters of Jezebel. He's talking to his wife. Just the way God Almighty replaced Queen Vashti with Esther, that's how God will replace them. Your Esther is coming. Your Esther is coming. Your Esther is coming. Your Esther is coming. Then the wife gets angry. The only day she's permitted to lead prayer, she said, there are men that are evil. Just the way God visited Abigail and took away Nabal and brought David, your David is coming. The members are on the receiving end, just watching free movie. Now, what are the reasons why we see problems in marriage? Number one, bad foundation. The truth is that once a foundation is bad, there is little or nothing you can do. Entry point matters a lot. There are people who married their wives because of sexual attraction. It can't keep you home. Today you are crying, you are saying you are tired. You can't be tired. What attracted you was something temporal. Bad foundation. There are people who got married to their husband or to their wives because they felt that God called them to be evangelists. So they need a person who is a good singer to back them up in praise and worship. So they need somebody who can back them up. So they saw the person in the choir and they forgot that there is something called attitude and character that shows up after singing. There are pastors who were growing up, I know many. When they were growing up, they said, I must marry a working class lady. I am full time, my wife has to be working. And the period they were engaged, she was supporting him on this work of God. She was supporting him, buy him suits, carry cooler to his house, help him to buy amp, because she was working. As far as he was concerned, he felt he would continue. Finally, she lost her job. Then he now sees who he married. A lady met the pastor and said, in the place, I need a future partner. So the man was praying. After a while, she was a manager of a small bank. She now told him, he said, they have given us a visa lottery we won, and they say we are permitted to go abroad to America for a month vacation, and we can go with our spouse or any family member, and it's going to be happening in September. That was in May. He said, please pray for me, let God settle me between now and then. This pastor was single. The pastor held her hand. He said, I need to ask the Lord. The next day he came. He said, don't pray anymore. The Lord spoke to me that he actually brought up us together for a time like this. He married the lady around July. Around August, the bank was distressed. The trip was cancelled. The man said, no, I'm not marrying. And they say, you must marry. You have won a ring. When the foundation is bad, the problem is that your entry point into marriage matters a lot. You are attracted to that man of God. You say yes to him because you saw him as a prophet. You saw him as an anointed man. By the time the prophet now entered the house, you saw a different person. You don't marry a gift. This is the problem. That is why you see some marriages today. You bind, you counsel them, you talk to them, you advise them. There can't be peace because the foundation is bad.